Thursday Golf Tips Live, and I want to share some exciting things today. I'm just going to let a few guys and girls join before I start things off. Hopefully you're all having a great week. I know it's been a fantastic January so far for myself. There's been so much going on behind the scenes, which is why maybe I've been a little quiet on the content, but loads dropping. Got a video coming out a little bit later today at 4 o'clock, which will be a really good one. I am pretty confident of. What I'm going to do, let's hit some shots as per usual. I'd love to answer any questions that you guys and girls have got about your golf swing, anything on the channel, and then I'm going to take a little tour around Precision Golf, give you a bit of a behind the scenes insights into what goes on here, what we do here at Precision Golf, and I'll do that a little bit later on in the stream. Let's see how we all go. Be sure to say hi if you're just joining in. By the way, got some fresh kicks on. Oh my goodness, they are so comfortable. Not a sponsored ad, but Nike. If you want to give me some shoes, feel free, buddy, feel free. They are incredibly comfortable, incredibly comfortable. I'm a bit of a Nike shoe fan, which is great. If you are just joining, come say hi. Is this the first time you've been on the stream? If so, thanks for joining. Off to Spain in the morning. Going out there to coach a young lady that I'm working with. Then I'm off to Bratislava, where I'm hosting a seminar next Thursday for mostly golf coaches. Oops, a little bit right, that one. Mostly golf coaches. But there's some amateurs in the audience too. I'm going to be streaming that live. If you want to watch it, all you need to do is go over to my Good Golf Coaching store, purchase the stream link, and I will share it with you. Oh, we've got Grelis33, afternoon Stu. Good afternoon, Grelis. Hope you're well, super well, thank you, Grelis. Missing you on the Monday lives on the Precision Golf channel. Got any drills for an inside takeaway? Firstly, that's really nice of you to say you're missing me on the Monday night lives. A few reasons why I stopped that. One of them, most notably, I'm just struggling for time. And 4 lives a month, that's 4 hours out of my schedule that I can't devote to my channel. And I was double streaming it, one on my stream and one on the Precision Golf stream, and I was getting a lot of comments saying it's too golf tech heavy, which was completely fine. You know, you've subscribed to my channel for golf swing tips, and so I decided to move on. Guys are doing a great job on that Monday Night Live, so hopefully you're still getting a lot of value out of that. Takeaway. So a great takeaway drill is set yourself up, then take your lead hand off the club and take your thumb and just pop it on the top of the golf club. You'll have your right arm long. Now what you're going to do is you're going to lengthen your lead arm, and I'm going to do this facing the camera in a minute. Then as you push your lead arm down, can you see how it creates pressure on the grip, which pushes against the length of the lead of the trail arm, which now gets the head up. What that looks like face on, there's setup, lead hand off, take the thumb, put it on the top of the golf club. So I've just put it on the top of the golf club. And now, because this lead arm is bent, because I've put my thumb right on the top, I'm now going to push it down to the floor. And so that all of a sudden, I'm feeling how much pressure that I need to exert on the lead hand against the trail hand, which is why you are always seeing me doing this drill in my takeaway, which is pressure down with the lead hand, pull up with the trail hand, which now gets that grip down, club head up, which allows me to then get myself into a decent spot on the way back. Hope that helps, Grellis. Dan, Thread Gold. Hey Stu, hey Dan. Just booked a sim, which I'm on the way to, recording videos to send you over on Skillist. This is great stuff, my friend. Great stuff. Have the 4 boxes up. To be honest, I could tell people's Trackman data from just watching them hit. Trackman data is great, gives you great insight. Until we can measure the grip, the numbers will be taken with a pinch of salt. Something that I'm really going to talk about in this seminar that I'm hosting at Royal Bays Golf Club in Slovakia next Thursday. If you're keen on the channel, if you are keen on listening to me waffle on, I'm going to be talking a lot about the Swing Builder series, what I really hold of great value, and really hoping to educate golf coaches on how they want to get their business improving over their time as a golf coach and giving the best value for each client that stands on their mat to get that all-important wow factor that must be present in every session that you take. All the zeros. Doug will be happy. Grellis, fantastic, thank you. I'm also looking to get some videos for Skillist. Ah, fantastic. I'm doing a offer for a limited time. How long I give it for, I don't know, but for the time being, I'm really enjoying seeing so many of you. 2-minute video recap on your swing, what's really important in your golf swing for $9.99. It's really not too much. Dean, hi Stu, could you explain a bit about returning the club shaft back to the same angle as set up here? I would love to do that. Love to do that. That's a great question, Dean. And I got your updated videos. They will be done. Dean is a chap that seeked me out on Skillist on one of those aforementioned offers. So, Dean, dealing with this grip pressure so that we can keep that club head up that gets us into those all-important angles in the finish. Get yourself a Swiss ball or a box up in front of you. Grip the golf club. You can see, let me just bring that back to the camera just a touch so I'm not being hit by the projector. Get the club head up in front of you. You can see how it's at 90 degrees to my spine. Now what I want you to do is move the golf club out in front of you. And can you see how my grip is higher than when it started? So now pulling the grip forwards, and now as I move through, making that grip go back to where it started and swinging the club head above the ball is the all-important pressure that I talk about that lines the face up. Have it the way the world wants to work you, and that's tuck the arm, raise the grip. You can see why the club head would hit the ball. The face is wide open, then you're going to bow your wrist to square it off. So what's going on here, this drill is exactly what goes on in a golf swing. And I was doing this with one of my Skillist subscribers the other day, talking about how the lead hand is so important to externally rotate to line the face up. So that feeling there that you will suddenly realize the head is trying to pull to the floor, that you don't get quite as much impact of when you're set up in a regular position, because of course when we're set up like this, the club head is much closer to the grip. And when the club head is much closer to the grip, we have less pull to being directly under the handle. So when I now put the club head much further away from that, perfectly straight underneath the grip, where you wouldn't feel any pressure on the grip, you now really get a clear sensation through that lead shoulder of how much you need to make your right side move to make the pressure in that grip work down and around. Does that make sense, Dean? Hopefully it does. I did a video and it's got me on the thumbnail where I'm holding a broken club shaft and I'm doing this. That is, as far as I'm concerned, that is the most important video on my whole channel. If you were to go and watch that, it would change everything. Because at the moment you manage that imbalance, the whole game changes. Aussie Outback. Aussie Outback, I'm tipping that you're from Australia. I've got an awful lot of Australian subscribers on my channel, which really fascinates me. Would love to hear an insight into why that is the case. One thing I'm having trouble with is backswing. Do you flip your wrists? How do you keep the club square on the backswing? Keeping the club face square on the backswing is simple when you've got a good grip. When you start to make forearm rotation occur, so as you make the golf club swing back, that club shaft moving back in this direction, because the club head was forwards of the grip to start with, that's forearm rotation. When people have poor grips and they do that, invariably the face fans itself wide open. So having a good grip, the kink, the grip video on my channel, but also if you're a member of my channel, small fee. I think it's £4.99. There's a 25-minute video on there that will change the way you grip the golf club. I mean, the grip video that I've done on my channel for everyone is a doozy. But then I get people saying not close enough cameras. Well, I've got 3 cameras set up all around me that will give you exactly how to grip the golf club. Watch it, pay for it, and then end the subscription if you want to. But there's loads of more members videos coming out this year. I'm full bore into the YouTube channel now, changing my structure of how I run my business, about in-person coaching. That's going to be less and less. So if you do want to get in my diary, get in quick, because there's going to be more of a premium to seeing me one-to-one. So that good grip is going to create better forearm rotation. Better forearm rotation in conjunction with better hip action will give you more energy in your downswing. Hope that makes sense. Dean, perfect, thanks, you're welcome. Ivor, morning Stu, morning Ivor. Tuning in near Oxford. My range stats show my landing angles are low, but launch angles really good. 8-iron goes 160. Do I need to do something different to land more steeply? Well, if your launch angle is good, then your spin rate will be too low. So the ball's then knuckling. So you might want to look at your spin rate, which will help your land angle. Hope that helps, Ivor. Hope it's all nice and sunny up in Oxford. I saw the old seniors tour qualifying school went on this week. A friend of mine, Steve Cowell, missed out, was going well at the start. I was messaging him earlier. He turned 50 before me. So I'm going to be getting involved in that, hopefully next year. You're welcome, Ivor. It'd be great to start that journey. I've entered the Sunningdale foursomes, which I just saw I got an email for. So hopefully I'll find out whether I've got in the Sunningdale foursomes after this live feed. It's quite difficult to get in. Hopefully we did. Hopefully we did. $45 of you on. Double tap the screen if you're watching. Only got 6 likes. Would be really appreciated. It helps the stream continue to move around the internet. Oh, it's feeling good. Oh, it's feeling good. Lots of zeros. Lots of zeros. Thank you for those that have just tapped like. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. Answer all your questions here on these lives. Any questions you've got about your golf swing, feel free to let me answer them. PGA shows going on this week. What have we got here? Andy Corso still looking, thumbs up. Thank you, Andy. Appreciate that. Need to lose a bit of timber though, getting back in the gym now. Got the old Whoop band on. Grelis, do you have any advice on how hard to swing? I always look at videos of myself and think I'm swinging too hard despite not feeling like it. Swinging hard is about energy. So if you're feeling energy down at the bottom of your golf swing, and ironically, I've talked about exactly this, Grelis, in my video that's coming out later today. So go check that out. But ultimately, someone swinging too hard is trying to make, the analogy would be, you've got a V8 supercar on the line without traction control, and you don't know about grip, and you just dump the throttle and your wheels are spinning. Well, of course, if you knew that if you eased off the throttle, you got more traction, you pulled away, you wouldn't dump the throttle. So when golfers don't have that swing moment down at the bottom of the ball, down at the bottom of impact, if you don't have that swing moment, you're just going to try and hit it harder and harder. And when ball speed is low for power put in, you're going to swing harder because you want more distance. So you need to make sure that your bang for your buck, your club head speed, is giving you enough ball speed, so club speed to ball speed is enough. At that point, you'll find it much easier to slow down and still keep the energy on the golf ball. Hope that helps. Anthony Phipps. Hi, Anthony. Hi, Stu. Please tell me if that kink you often talk about remains like that at the top of your backswing. Absolutely. Absolutely remains at the top of the backswing. So there's my grip. There's the kink there. And there I am at the top. There's the kink there. Absolutely remains the same, my friend. Alistair. Hi, Stu. Hope you're doing good. I am. Curious to hear your thoughts on practicing the swing at home rather than down the range hitting balls. Is there benefits to doing this or wasted reps? I think if you're hitting golf balls that are like airflow balls, waste of time, because part of the feedback of the club head being resisted by the weight of the ball is crucial to your proprioceptors, especially when you're trying to develop a swing. So that's first of all on actually hitting balls. In terms of changing patterns of movement, absolutely, as long as you're loading the muscular system. So that's why I use TheraBands, that's why I use Swiss balls, wedges. As soon as you load the easy for me to say, the electrical activity in muscles, you immediately change the way they fire. So if you're doing static drills, waste of time, absolute waste of time. If you're doing dynamic drills where you're actually loaded, do as many as you possibly can. Doug, hi Stu. Hi Doug. Everyone has a weak and strong side, a dominant side, let's say. How would you go about improving the weaker, less dominant side? I wouldn't waste your time with it because we've all got it. unless you're going to go into the gym and do it, waste of time, Doug. Thomg, that's hard to pronounce that. Thomg. How do you know when to release the club? I feel I hold off. Well, it depends on where your club face is. Depends on how your hips are working. Depends on how much energy is going through the shoulder. Depends on the pitch of your swing. These are all attributes that go into how you can unload the club. The more the grip lifts up, the harder it is to unload the golf club. So that a lot of those ingredients that you're talking about, the purest of the release moment, it is a combination of things. You can't just fake it down there. You have to make sure that how you orientate around the golf ball is all lined up so that when you do it, the ball goes pretty straight. So if you're holding it off, it's because of something else. You can't just release it. You can, but you're just going to work so hard, and that's where injury can happen so often. Dean, Stu, on my flight scope, it shows my vertical swing plane at impact. So the question is, should I be trying to make that number lower or equal to setup? If it's not measuring the grip, waste of time. Hey Stuart, Aaron. Hope you're well. I am, Aaron. How are you? Happy I have the right grip. What might cause a big fade late in the ball's flight with driver? So big fade late in the ball's flight really is carried on. Also, when using top tracer, can available metrics such as launch angle and apex serve a proxy for angle of attack? Down the range, the range of ball performance will be incredible. So I don't wish to sort of poo-poo this stuff, but if you were to take 25 balls and took your average, that would be better than just picking one. That's the way I would go with using that top tracer technology. Curve in the sky, late curve, can be heel strike, can be too much angle of attack. Obviously face to path value, why that is occurring, could be any number of reasons. Very difficult for me to say exactly. Kirk 1240, hi Stu. I struggle to get open enough at impact despite trying a bunch of drills and feels. Any recommendation for someone like myself struggling with this? Good question. So, I'm going to grip the golf club in a weak hold, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to unload my body really, really quickly, really open, okay? So I'm going to unload my body. That's the same body motion that I make with my normal grip. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grip the club the same way and don't use my body action. Much less body action. So much less body action. Can you see how the ball went less to the right? And my path straightened up. If your body action won't open up, it's because that's trying to save you from hitting it more offline. The more we open our hip up, the more the shoulder will move open. The more the shoulder will move open. And if that works harder and harder through strike, can you see how that opens the face up? So if your grip is out of orientation and you try to open yourself up, the ball will go more offline. Proprioceptors in your hands know that, because what you're looking at and what you're feeling will be part of what you see in the sky. So to open yourself up through strike, you need to have a face to path value, the box on the right hand side, that's more negative. I now grip it stupidly strong. Now all of a sudden, opening more up gives me the chance to hold the face open. So I'm now going to be stupidly strong with my grip, and I'm now going to try and open myself up to try and stop it going left. look what happened. The ball went straighter, the path went more left, because I was all about trying to fix the face from closing over. So the body action is really reacting to the face to path value. So trying to open yourself up more if the blade is out of orientation for most reasons because the grip is wrong, that causes poor hip action, that causes poor forearm rotation, which causes you poor placement in the top of your backswing and downswing relative to the ball, and then you just try to open yourself up more, wasting your time. Start with gripping it right. Then the way you move around the golf ball will be able to evolve because your forearm rotation will be able to evolve. How your hips work will be able to evolve. And then down through strike, opening up will be a piece of cake. Quite a long-winded answer, but understanding that these things that, I hear it all the time on the TV when Nick and co say, look how he's open up through strike. And one that always springs to mind is Dustin Johnson. Look how he's opened up. Don't try this at home, folks. Well, the more the face is hooked to the path, the more the face is closed to the path, the more a golfer will be able to open up. The less they're open to the path, the more chance that hand action gets involved at the strike and their body shuts down. Hope that makes sense. Can poor grip then cause early extension? Absolutely. Absolutely. Early extension is a symptom. If you didn't have early extension, you would miss the golf ball, because early extension through strike is, forget what the body looks like, because everybody looks at the body. Early extension is the grip moving closer to the ball line. And if the grip moves closer to the ball line and you didn't move everything towards the ball line, you'd miss the golf ball. So your body is simply trying to put the face on ball because the way your club has worked in your backswing and downswing is out of orientation to the object ball. So the more that you get yourself in posture down through strike, which is super easy to do, you better make sure that your face to path value is very neutral. But the trouble that most people have got when they're early extenders is that they've learnt to unload the golf club like this. And if you then put yourself more into posture down through strike, can you see, I've run out of room. So what you're actually trying to get someone to do is create more side bend, or more, it's seen as side bend, but it's not. It's just moving around your angles more. Putting yourself more in posture means that you're going to return the golf club more like this. And so therefore, how my right arm and left arm works through strike, more in posture, the grip must unload more like this. When I early extend, I must unload more like this. Yet nobody talks about trying to unload the shaft more horizontally than vertically. As soon as I do a video on trying to get people more in posture through strike, everyone says, oh, what, you're trying to get everyone to have flat clubs? No, I'm just fixing the early extension that you needed more upright clubs to accommodate. So early extension, again, is just a symptom of something else. It's actually saving you in the same way an outside-in path is saving that slice golfer. Because if that path line straightened up for that slice golfer, the face being open to that path with a straight path would make the ball start right and go even further offline. So if you didn't have your path to the left, you wouldn't have a chance to keep the ball on the golf course. Hope that all makes sense. Kirk, you're welcome. Johnny Hicks, can I play with a cut left wrist, especially with driver? Yes, you can, as long as you've got a kink in your lead wrist at address. Best form of golf, most powerful form of golf. Thumb, yep, that's what I do. You're welcome. Les London, thumbs up. Thanks, Les London, appreciate it. Now there's 78 of you on. I think I've just given you a really good explanation of early extension there. How about just double tap your screen for a like. What actually is the release? Release is simply the heavy end overtaking the light end. That has to happen. Now the trouble is, because most golfers get their swing stood too vertically upright, when that swing moment happens, it's coming too much from the inside. Because as you move the grip more forwards, the club head kicks back here and arrives too shallow, too much from the in. The more, which means that if you did swing the golf club, you'd thump it too much into the ground. The more that you put the grip back down underneath you, what happens is, so grip forwards, head back. I now put the grip back towards me and then move the grip back down. Look how the club head can now stand up. So relative to that ball line, the grip up, club head arrives from over here. That unload, that swing moment, if it occurred, look how it hit the floor. Grip up, swings arriving back here. There's the swing moment. Can't happen because the ground's in the way. Now, I move the grip back down and make the club head arrive from over here. That club head is still inside the ball line. Now all of a sudden, that swing moment can happen because the club head is much higher, because the grip is much lower. So I set myself back up, I put the grip back down, and now look where the head is. Now look at that same swing moment that I just described from this position can now start to happen. And so how people orientate their grips through strike is crucial. The only way you can orientate your grip through strike in the right way is if you have a decent amount of forearm rotation in your backswing. You set the club, you have forearm rotation in your backswing. I've now got kink in my wrist. When you have kink in your wrist, for most golfers, that's an open face because they grip it like shite. Grip it well, you can have kink, face will be square, and you can create forearm rotation. At that point, you can now get your shoulder to sit down, your hip to turn back, and you get yourself in the right spot, which on the way down now allows you to pull the grip forwards, which now puts the force on the grip, which now gets that swing moment. So, what is the release? It is an accumulation of moving around the golf ball in the right manner to allow that swing moment to work. The minute, the day that Trackman tracks the grip, the golfing world will be in free fall because they won't know what to do with the information. If you track the grip relative to where it started, relative to where it is at impact, it completely changes the pitch of the head. But Trackman is only measuring the sweet spot. And so that sweet spot in space, without the grip information, not quite as good as it needs to be. Anyway, hopefully that made all sense. Fat Tony. I don't even know how far I should be stood from the golf ball or how to set up for each club. I can hit my 7-iron further than my 5-iron. I did a video, it's got Brooks Koepka on the front of it, and it says, all pros do this. And I've done a setup series. Go to playlists and go to the ultimate setup series. That will tell you everything you need to know, my friend. Jim Bob, can you give us feels to have in takeaway? I talked about the takeaway right at the very start of this video. Making the lead hand push down and the trail hand pull up gets that golf club setting nicely away from the ball. Pressure down on the grip, lifting the club head up with your right hand. So this lead hand moving in all of the time as this right hand is pulling up. Can you see? This makes you take the golf club away with the club head outside your grip, even though the grip has moved in, which then allows you to get yourself in the right spot on the way back. Grip down, right hip back, lead hand down. Club head is outside the handle. Jim Bob, can you get that? Alistair, can you advise how much time to take between your skillist lessons? I think I'm ready to have another one after following your previous instructions, but not sure if it's too soon. Again, just reflect back on what I said in the skillist session, Alistair. If you've changed what I requested, go again. Then we can give you a bit more. No problem. I've just missed a question there because it scrolled through the screen too quickly. Let me just go back to that. Dan Threadgold says, what's your grip pressure like, Stu? I feel pretty tense over the ball sometimes. Tips to relax. So grip pressure is all about how you're having to negotiate the face and its orientation. The better the grip, the more you can allow it to swing. Now at the start, when you change your grip pressure, change your grip orientation, it can get a little tight, but that's only natural because it feels like it's different, because effectively you're firing up different musculature in your forearms and in your grip. As you go on and you start to see the ball evolve in the sky, just be more conscious of being a bit lighter on the grip, but the good grip needs to come before the change of grip pressure. Hope that helps. Another question I've just missed. Let me just grab that. They're coming in thick and fast today. Great to have you all asking. Anthony asks, hi Stu, does muscle memory exist or is it garbage? Oh, good question. I think it's garbage because our muscles don't have memory. They have patterns to fire. To change that pattern of fire takes some work. But honestly, changing people's paths, attack angles, hip rotate, it happens so quickly with the right input. So if it was memory, it locked in, it wouldn't work that quickly, would it? So therefore, memory, muscle, crap, as far as I'm concerned anyway. Fat Tony says, thank you very much. Thank you so much. You're super welcome. Darren Powell, hi Stu. Bit of a weird one, all open for weird ones. I'm struggling to pick up flight of ball with driver, only seeing 50% of them. All very well hit, thanks to you. Come to see you Monday week, looking forward to it. Get yourself off down to Specsavers. Hope that helps. See you Monday. Dean, this is good stuff, Stu. Makes more sense now. I need to influence the grip and more. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And I'll be doing your skillist review a little bit later on today. Jim Bob, this is pure gold right here. Thank you so much. Alistair, Jem, thank you. You're welcome. Hopefully you think so. I mentioned it at the start of the stream. I'm doing a seminar next week for a bunch of golf coaches out in Slovakia, part of the Austrian, Slovakian and Czech PGA. Also going to be streaming it live. If you want to get involved in that, head over to my Good Golf Coaching store, the shop that you can find on my channel, and you can buy the link that will access you to the live stream. It'll be all day. It's going to be from 9:30 until around 5:30. There's a Q&A section in there, so you can do that. You can get involved in that at the end. Won't be taking Q&A from the live stream during the day. They'll be in the room, of course, but it'd be great to have you there if you'd like to get involved. Make sure that you go head over to my WhatsApp chat channel too, because big things going on behind the scenes. Got the new website coming live early February. Really excited for that. I've shot my Swing Builder series, my very first digital content that is going to change, as far as I'm concerned, it's going to change the face of golf coaching around the world. I'm really, really excited about that. Jay Watson, could you show how to create the dynamic force on the grip so the club gets out to the ball? Yeah, well, I just did it earlier with the. If you're new, if you're just coming in and joining us a bit late there, this is the force that we're looking for the club. to swing out to the ball. So you can see I'm principally just creating exactly the same dynamics here as I am with a golf swing. So I can pull the grip forwards and I can now get the pressure which now gets the club head out and swinging around. This is a golf swing. So what I'm feeling is the pull. I'm using my lead leg to open me back up. Now that pressure on the grip and the right side coming around lines the face up. That motion there is exactly the same motion that's going on down through the golf shot here. There's the pull, there's the pressure on the grip, and there's the head falling over, which makes that club all line back up, which gives me that angle of attack. And it all comes out like that. I mean, 4 down, 0, 0, 0. So it's simple stuff, folks. Hunter Trackman, I'm a new golfer. Great to hear. Welcome to the sport. And I've been making good contact, but I feel awkward following through. What position should I be trying to end my follow through in? Good question. What I would get you to do is to get a wedge, something that you can prop underneath your lead foot, trap it up here, make some swings, which will now encourage the energy to go down to the left heel. And when you get that energy going back down your left heel, what will happen is, if you can imagine a line running up through the middles of my feet here, I'm looking for enough body parts to the left of that line, to the right of that line. So now all of a sudden I'm balanced. Now, the more you put pressure into your lead heel in your through swing, the more you'll be able to pivot around that lead leg, which will get you into good balance and good posture. So that lead leg is the conduit that allows you to finish a golf swing. Once you now start to get that left heel activated, which opens you up, now you need to make sure that this arm, this trail arm, now starts to continue to work back inside. Now, there may have been people along the way in your early journey that are asking you to swing out to the right. Unfortunately, that's not good. Get that right arm to swing more across you on the way through, which will help you finish your swing. Hunter, so Jay Watson asks, I tried the right arm internal rotation today, but ball pulled left pretty bad. I know how to play, been playing for a while. Fantastic. Don't know what the question is there. If you've got the kink in your lead wrist on the way through and you aren't flattening your lead wrist, if you've been playing a while, maybe you've tried flattening your lead wrist, and now all of a sudden when you get that internal rotation of that right forearm and it lays down like so, your lead wrist might still be flattening off and hooking the face to the left. But face angle normally is the error of golfers' ways when they're hitting it left like that, because when you've pushed the grip out to the right, if you didn't bow and flatten your lead wrist off, it would slice away to the right. So there might be some wrist angle issues in there. Yeah, right arm, internal rotation. Internal rotation. Yeah, I heard you the first time. Hope that helps, Jay. Hope that helps. Another 15 minutes. Keep those questions coming in. Would love to help. Would love to help. Would love to help. Nice to have so many on. Yeah, I hook the ball normally. Thanks, I'll keep trying. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's just plug the old Trackman in so that we don't get lights out. so we don't get lights out. Let me do that. Got a cracking trip coming up to Malaysia in February. Looking forward to feeling a bit of heat, getting some sun on the old legs. That's very exciting. Les, do lighter shafts make you swing faster? They do, but they also allow you to get away with poor form. So I always recommend, if you're going to go either way, go heavier, not lighter. That would be a good recommendation. Heavier, not lighter. I have to say, shoes are feeling great. Shoes are feeling great. Thank you ever so much for coming along and joining. Great to have you all here. Video dropping later today, 4 o'clock. It's a good one. That feels decent. That feels decent. So let's put that out, because that's what I'm trying to feel here. So that takeaway there is the same as that there. Can you see? Exactly the same. And then what I'm trying to feel is this, which is this. Yeah? There it is. Gets me moving around the ball. So a really great drill. You could have your golf club, set of golf clubs in front of you here, can you? Let's get the old GX bag there. If you've not tried them out, the GX golf gloves are unreal. Use my code, good coaching, and you'll get 10% off. There she is. Stu, what are your thoughts on the speed training systems like the Stack, and can they detrimentally affect your swinging form? So first up, getting more speed is a good thing. If you went into the gym, started going like a lunatic, just because you fancied it, chances are you're going to get injured, right? Especially if you've got poor form. So you pick up a kettlebell that's a bit too heavy for you, you start swinging it around, you've got poor form, you're going to do your back in. You pick up a stack system or swing, whatever system it is, and you start swinging really hard, and the form is poor, you'll hurt yourself. If you then start swinging, if you don't hurt yourself and you start swinging fast, the time that you need for your golf swing to make it work, you're now shortening. Sure, you'll be able to hit it further. My advice is certainly spend time, practice swinging a bit faster, but don't go flat out. Just do it gently, just like you would the gym or going running. Just ease your way in. And after maybe 6 weeks, maybe you haven't picked up any speed. But what you have done is started to warm up the musculature and the movement to get used to it. And then gently encourage more speed. But don't pick up it, and go and start swinging like a whirling dervish. It wouldn't be the best course of action in my opinion. So there's the feels that I'm looking for, particularly this one here, down and around. Let me move that over there. It's not quite working out. I want it. Anyway, make sure you use my code. Good coaching, GX golf gloves. Once you've tried them, I can promise you, you won't want to try new under gloves. So, this is not for the faint-hearted. Trying to get your grip back under the Swiss ball, you'll feel an incredible amount of force that's sagging the golf club. That allows you to stay in posture, that keeps you lining it up. So all those naysayers that don't believe the grip moves forwards, it's an absolute load of garbage. So if you can imagine the path is where my club head is. Move it forwards. Look how the club head swings into in. And then into in. Oh, it's such a good feeling. Makes my left shoulder feel so low. Feels like it wants to move around here. Stan, I've just discovered the stack wedge system. What you recommend for short game? What you recommend for short game? I don't know the stack wedge system. I just do my thing with the wedges. Let me know. Thanks for your time, Stuart. Excellent as always. You're super welcome, Doug. My pleasure. Stu, happy Thursday. Can't wait to watch this later. Have a great day. Thanks for checking in, Gary. Nice to hear from you, buddy. Nice to hear from you. Got a video coming out later today, everyone. WhatsApp community channel. Go check it out. You'll find the link in this video. I will pop it in, but if you search it in your group, community chats on WhatsApp, you'll find it there. You'll get all of the latest insights into what's going on in my channel. Oh, there you go. There you go, too much stack. Dear Stu, greetings from Hamburg, Free Willy. Sometimes I can't keep my balance on my left leg after swinging in finish. Chances are you've got too much external rotation for too long in your through swing with your trail arm. Get your trail arm up in front of you, lay the shaft to the left and make some through swings. If you can do this and you stay in posture, you know that's what it is. Then you can go up in front, lay it to the left and now make some through swings. If you can now keep your posture and your balance, you know that's what it is. Alternatively, just do some of these, which is now making that grip move down, club head over and around, which gets you all lined up down at the strike. Don't really know what to say. Anthony. Hi Stu, I'm thinking of having a lesson with one of my local skillist coaches. Do you all teach the same system? Thanks. No, we don't. No, we don't. Forwards. Skillist is just the app that allows golf coaches to do their thing. It's not that I'm a skillist coach in terms of philosophy. It's just an app. It's like the equivalent to Skyscanner. You want to search out a flight, or booking.com. You want to find out where to stay or get a flight from. They just give you all of the people that are offering the service. Oh, I've got to do that way more. I mean, that just feels unbelievable. It feels unbelievable. You're welcome, Free Willy. It's that. It's how the lead hip and the right shoulder gets so connected. Such a great feeling. Bit left that one, still pretty good. Still pretty good. Keep those zeros coming, baby. Oh, Ellie, that might be a nice place to stop. Thank you so much for taking part of this Golf Swing Tips Live. I'm going to be on the road for the next week, so I'll be still doing all my Skillest stuff. Got some content coming out later today, 4 o'clock, and I'm going to be doing some lives on the road. So stay tuned for that. Thanks so much for joining me. Appreciate all of the questions as usual. And that, my friends, is good coaching.